the few big butte systems out in this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hike up in there and see if I can find some kind of a water source. A lot of times in this country what happens is the springs are up in the buttes or the mountains. So if I find a little ravine, what I'll do is I'll follow that ravine up into the butte system. So here I go. I'll hit you guys back in a little bit. I've got a couple of miles, it looks like, until I get up into that ravine. All right, so I'm continuing to move up this canyon. I'm trying to move pretty slow so I don't sweat too much. I've got about 3 hours of daylight left, so my plan is to hike up, find the water, and hike back out. But at the same time, I don't want to get caught out here and be all damp and everything. So, all right, so those are the cliffs up in front of me. I can tell this is going to turn into a pretty good box canyon. But you can see here, I'm just hiking up the bottom of this canyon. Oh my fucking God, and it's steep too. But there's a little bit of greener grass down here in the bottom of this little ravine. Even a little bit of moss. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a little bit of this green moss in here. Like right in here. Which means it stays pretty moist in here. But so far it's dry. But I'm thinking that if I keep following this thing up, there's a good chance that there might be a little spring up there. All right, so I've been hiking up this canyon and I've kind of come to an end here. You can see I'm pretty much totally boxed in this little box canyon. There's the ravine running out below me, and I've come upon what's a good sign. See this grass here, this tall, it almost looks like Carl Forster grass or something like that. I'm not sure what it is. However, I do know in this country that this grass only grows where there's water really close to the surface. So the bad thing is there's no water here right now. So this canyon's getting pretty freaking steep, and I'm gonna have to start climbing rocks to get much further, but I think I'm gonna climb up over this next little rim here and see what's up there. It looks like there's another little box canyon up there, so I'm gonna go check it out. I'm actually in a really steep little canyon. There's some kind of an animal nest up in the cliff right there. I've seen a couple of sets of cougar tracks, or one set of cougar tracks a couple of times, and it's getting really narrow in there. It's looks like the canyon is about 7 feet wide, so no water yet. And I'm gonna keep walking up it and see what I find in here. Try not to kill myself. It's fucking freezing in here. Look at this. Green grass, damp earth. Let me see if it's something pissed there. Yep, that's exactly what it is. So, I don't know what it was. My nostrils aren't strong enough to tell the difference between cougar piss and deer piss, but some kind of an animal pissed there. All right, so this is what happens sometimes in the desert. Your hunch just doesn't pay off. So I've hiked up this canyon, scrambled up a couple of cliffs, and now I've come out the other side of this little box canyon. So as you can see, it's a pretty gnarly little canyon in here, but I've come to the end of it. I actually hiked up a little bit further, but if you look behind me going up the canyon, you'll see that at this point it just opens back up, and actually just about 50 yards up there it just almost disappears. It flattens out, and there's another big bank of rim rock up there. But this is the end of the canyon and no water. So today would have been a day with no water. The good news is I did jump a jackrabbit and a couple of birds out of here, so I potentially would have had some food. So, all right, guys, I'm going to start working my way back to the truck.
Sound